What's up, everyone? I'm about to give you my top stocks going into this trading week. Like always, we will talk price action and technicals along with fundamentals. Today, I'll be going over my top three this week, which is PTRA, Proterra, BFLY, Butterfly Network, BP, British Petroleum. And I will also cover ALYI, Paysafe, PSFE, Fisker, Coinbase, Qualcomm, DMG Blockchain, and Ethereum in that order. So if you want to skip around the video to the stocks that you own or interest you, totally feel free to do that. So starting off with Proterra here, my price target on this one is 25. Just this week, Proterra and Miami-Dade agreed to install one of the largest fleet charging systems in the U.S. with 75 Proterra charging stations across 3 bus routes. So Miami-Dade purchased 42 Proterra electric transit buses. That brings its fleet to about 75 Proterra buses with 19 megawatt hours of battery storage capacity. The project demonstrates Proterra's ability to offer full fleet electrification technology solutions to commercial vehicles customers. So this deal also shows Proterra's competitive edge in the EV bus market, and that should allow more customers to come in, and which will attract a larger amount of government investment over the next couple months and years. A big catalyst for Proterra is the infrastructure bill. We saw some positive developments last week as Biden's administration and moderate senators are close to a deal. This deal would allocate $7.5 billion towards EV public transport. Given Proterra is the clear leader in this sector, Proterra would benefit greatly from that deal. And just so you can see here, here's a couple of their buses. They really look great. They have a great look to them. And if we want to take a little look at the technicals here, so we dropped down to about 15 and we found support there. I think that 15 ILO is the firm support level. So in this current trading range, which is about 20 to 15, I think we trade up to 20, pretty quick. And then in the end, we'll trade up to 25. But in the short term, this next month, I think Proterra is probably a $25 stock. I mean, a $20 stock. And then, once that infrastructure deal gets hammered out, I think we'll bump up to 25 once we see those government contracts come in. So I'm really bullish Proterra here. Have been for a while. Story's great. It's a long-term hold for me. And I also am swinging some options over as well. Okay, so let's move on to BFLY, Butterfly Networks. So my price target on this one is $20. We have been in BFLY since 10. This company is a fairly valued company, about 5 times PE, which is really good for an innovative healthcare company. Butterfly Networks is cutting costs of their ultrasound by 90% with their handheld device. The new ultrasound platform uses a semiconductor rather than a crystal-based sound wave, which helps slash the price by 90%. So they're targeting emerging markets with this amazing cost-cutting innovation. We saw insiders buy over 2 million worth of shares earlier this month, which signifies confidence of the business within the company. So that's a great sign because those insiders know more about the business than anyone outside the company would. And if they're buying shares, you could imply that it's a good time to buy shares. So given all that, this is a really long-term hold for me. I think it will pay off in the end. 5 times PE for a company that's going to slash ultrasound costs by 90% is pretty solid in my opinion. Also, ARK Invest. This is in the ARK Invest ETF as well. So it's kind of a popular stock. It's still under $1 billion market cap, so we could see this come up pretty quick. If we just look at the chart here, though, so at about $13 is our support level, and at about $20 is our resistance level. I think we'll trade up to the top line of resistance in this current trend, which is about $20. I think that's pretty likely to happen within the next couple months or weeks. So I'm bullish BFLY. I think it's a good time to buy here. Shares or options. I'll be putting out my options for the Discord. If you haven't joined the Discord yet, there's a link in the description. Feel free to check it out and let me know. Okay, so let's move on to the third stock of our top three, which is BP, British Petroleum. For this stock, I have a price target of $32 on. Trading at under 10 PE and a 1.0 price to book ratio. That's really cheap, even given it's an oil and gas name. With a 4.6% dividend, BP is the best value play in the oil sector. Oil prices will continue to rise as we move farther into the summer, which is the driving season. The increases in demand we are seeing are not being matched with increases in supply due to fears of potential regulation against the oil and gas sector, which is causing oil and gas prices to move higher very quickly. So when demand rises, typically supply will follow that demand to help stabilize prices. But right now, that dynamic is not happening, and it's just because of fears of regulation. Why are you going to go out and invest in an oil field when, if you think in a decade that you could be facing a significant tax on oil? So those things are very important to keep in mind, and that supply and demand dynamic is really what's pushing oil and gas prices a lot higher. I think we could see oil and gas at $80 to $85 a barrel very soon, which would cause BP and the sector really as a whole to blow out earnings. But I would love BP here because it's just I've ran all the numbers on the large cap oil stocks, and BP is just the best in terms of price to earnings, price to book ratio, and that high dividend of 4.5%. So let's talk technicals here, though. So unfortunately, we did break out of this beautiful ascending channel that we had been in since the lows back in November, October. So I hope that we are able to get back into this range. Even if not, though, I still think we move up to $32. It might take a little longer, but if we could stay in this range, I mean, we'll be at 32 before the summer's over. And what that would really take, though, is $80 barrels of oil, or $85 a barrel on the oil price. If we can trade up to $28 on Monday, we would be back into this trading range, and that fast-paced price movement would be a lot more likely because we would be back in this trend. So if we're able to jump back in this trend, I think $32 by the end of the summer is extremely realistic. If we break out of the trend, I still think we move to $32 by the end of the year, but it just might take a little longer if we're not able to close that $20 if we're not able to close out on Monday at $28. So keep that in mind. Keep that in the back of your head if you are going to invest in this, that we're looking for that $28 level. And if we do achieve that, I think we move to 32 very quickly. All right, so that's my top three for this week. I'll jump into some names that we talk a lot about on this channel here. So right off the bat, I'll jump into ALYI. My ambitious price target is $1, which is implying 2,000% upside. I still think it's in play. My confidence in this price target continues to rise as we see more assuring news coming from ALYI. For example, last week ALYI confirmed they are on schedule for July deliveries of those 2,000 bikes going out to Kenya. We've been talking about it for a long time. So also they released an update about their crypto partner, Revolt Token, whose coin will actually be exchangeable for ALYI shares. And it's basically like almost a crowdfunding for ALYI as a company. So any dollar that you put into this coin actually goes to the company, which will help them develop their bikes and meet their goals. So I love ALYI here. still am standing by my $1 price target. I mean, and honestly, that's really just my year-end price target. I mean, long term, if you ask me my long-term price target, $5, $10 within 2-3 years. I mean, I'm very bullish on ALYI. I mean, it could be up here somewhere with the stars. I don't know exactly where it's going in 5 years, but $1 by the end of the year is very realistic for a company that's trading right now at 29 PE. This is a profitable company, by the way. Profitable company with deliveries and actually a manufacturing facility as well. So love ALYI here. So it's my top stock for 2021. I would honestly couldn't probably, it might be my top stock for 2022. We'll see. Stay tuned. But yeah, I love ALYI here. If you're looking to establish a position, the current support level is about 5 cents, just slightly below it. So if you're trying to get in and out at the exact correct time, that support level is about 5 cents. So if you wanted to wait till we touch that 5 cent, price and to actually establish a position, that would probably be the most technically sound thing to do. But personally, I believe technicals are going to be thrown out the window very soon once deliveries of those 2,000 bikes actually come in, and that's confirmed, because ALYI said that they're on track, but for some reason, practically, unless you're a major bull like me, you really just don't believe that news for some reason. I don't really get it. I mean, it seems like we take a lot of what companies say at face value, but here I guess not. Personally, I really think that they're going to come through on this, given we're a couple weeks out, 3 weeks out, and they're saying that they're on track. I'm inclined to believe them. If you want to be a bear and you want to be against it, power to you. I think you're wrong though. Okay, so let's move on to Paysafe. So Paysafe is a digital commerce solutions company for online businesses, which should continue to grow as so much of commerce takes place online now. DraftKings is one of their notable clients. Paysafe is currently live in 15 states as a payment option and is supported by over 35 operators. Looking at the chart, we rejected that 1270, 1260 level. And unfortunately, if we close out Monday, well, really, since we closed out Friday, I think we probably trade down to about $11 at least, just before we bump back up and can confirm a new trading range, because right here that's a pretty firm rejection of that support level. So we should see probably some lower prices starting off the week, but overall, I mean, I like the long-term story of this company. I think we'll come up and can confirm this level within the next couple of weeks. So it's also worth noting that Paysafe is seeing increased interest, and it's one of the top talked about names on Wall Street Bets this week. It was number 5 on Friday, and it wasn't even on the list like going into the week. So it really came out of nowhere. So given the increased popularity and the great long-term story of this company, I think it's a good long-term hold. Depending on where your investment horizon is. I personally like it going into these next couple weeks and months. So I'm bullish. Paysafe. So Fisker is one of the only large cap EV companies close to profitability, which is why I like it as one of my long-term holds. Just like the entire EV sector, Fisker will benefit greatly from an infrastructure bill that will allocate significant spending to EV charging. So there's $7.5 billion going to EV charging, which will blow up all the EV stocks really, and I think it will blow up disproportionately for EV stocks that actually have some manufacturing, are closer to profitability, have cars on the road. Fisker is one of those, so I'm a pretty big believer in Fisker. I think if we just look at the chart here, technically, I think we come up to this to this $20 level, and then we probably trade up to about, $25. And then, here was the high back in February was over $30. There's a case to be made, for 35, 40 dollars just based on the valuation. I won't go super into that right now, but I like Fisker as a long-term hold, and I would recommend anyone to take a look at it. So let's move into Coinbase. Okay, so my price target for Coinbase is about 290. Coinbase has a first mover advantage that really has helped them build out their customers and continue to grow those customers by focusing on security. Coinbase is one of the only major cryptocurrency exchanges that has never been hacked. The security of Coinbase makes it a favorite of institutional investors. They plan to sell cybersecurities tailored to blockchain and crypto. Coin is coming out with a rewards credit cards partnership with Visa. So Coin is not just a crypto exchange; it's a growing company trading at 23 times PE, which is about the same multiple applied to the S&P 500, which is ludicrous when you consider the growth potential of this company. And let's talk about crypto a little bit here. Bitcoin was able to hold that $30,000 level. So personally, I think the whole cryptocurrency sector and cryptocurrency prices are going to be going up over these next couple weeks, which will obviously be shown in Coinbase's price. So if we look at the chart here, though, Coinbase found pretty firm support at about 220. It really hasn't dipped below 220 besides when Bitcoin was below 30K. We saw a dip down to about 210. So I think we're able to hold this support line. Then we trade up to about 250, and then if we're able to hold that 250 line and trade up to the top line of the next trading range, that would be about 290. So I think that all happens. I think 290 within the next 6 months is a pretty realistic goal for Coinbase. We're way down here from the IPO price, right? So I mean, how far down we're about, so we're about 50% off of those highs we saw right at the IPO. So this is a good time to get in for Coinbase. Fundamental story really hasn't changed. The only thing that's really changed is the Bitcoin price, right? So I think crypto's still going to be around. I like the crypto sector in general, and I think Coinbase is one of those great large cap names to hold if you're bullish crypto. Okay, so let's go over to Qualcomm. So my price target for Qualcomm is 165. Qualcomm's chart does really look great. It might be one of the best charts we're going to be looking at today. We should be able to hold this trading range. As you can see, this line has acted as firm support for Qualcomm. And just to give you a little background, Qualcomm is set to take a significant chunk of the 5G chip market that has been dominated in the past by Huawei, which is currently banned in the US and in the UK. It's a Chinese firm. At 19 PE and a 2% dividend, Qualcomm is very attractive given the growth potential that this company has, and this new market share that's up for grabs. So recently, the whole chip sector has pulled back amid a shortage that will boost the sector for the next year or two. This pullback is a buying opportunity for Qualcomm. So we have pulled back since this infrastructure deal and really the whole chip shortage tailwind has happened. So we pulled back from about 145, and really nothing has changed. So I think the pullback's a buying opportunity for Qualcomm, as nothing has changed. I just said for the company besides reporting a good earnings right here. So they beat earnings by 12%, and then the stock fell down to about 124. So Qualcomm is a great long-term hold. I'm swinging some calls over into next year. I also own some shares. If you want to know my exact positions, join the Discord in the link below. I'm bullish Qualcomm. It's one of my highest conviction names for this year. So once we get that infrastructure deal, I really think Qualcomm will run pretty well. Even without it, I think it will report good earnings in this next quarter. Okay, let's go over to DMG Blockchain. So DMG, I have a price target of about $3 on this. It's a good time to buy DMG, which is finding support at about 60 cents, down 86% from its 52-week high. As Bitcoin holds its that 30K level. DMG is a vertically integrated blockchain and cryptocurrency company that manages, operates, and develops end-to-end digital solutions to monetize the blockchain ecosystem. One of the biggest issues around Bitcoin is the security, and DMG has done great in that aspect of security. So DMG actually develops enterprise blockchains as its main source of revenue for the company. This is why DMG is being hired by Mara, Marathon Digital Holdings, is a pretty popular crypto name, to provide technology solutions for Marathon and the new digital currency miners of North America. So they're basically helping out with compliance, security of all these cryptocurrency exchanges and companies. So that's going to be an emerging sector, in my opinion. We've kind of seen crypto come in as a trend over this past year, and I think crypto compliance has lagged a little bit, but I think these companies that help secure blockchains like DMG should do really well in the future. It's a small cap name. I think DMG holds this 60-cent level, and then trades up to the top line of resistance at about $2, and then in the long term, I think we move up to $3, which would still be below its 52-week high. So very bullish crypto still, and I think really getting into these names now when crypto is down is really a great decision and will pay dividends in the future. So let's talk about Ethereum here. So Ethereum is my favorite cryptocurrency. My price target is still 3,000. I love Ethereum long term. Absolutely zero has changed Ethereum. DeFi and NFTs still run on the Ethereum blockchain, and 2/3 of stablecoins still run on the Ethereum blockchain. We have Ethereum 2.0 coming out within the next couple months, which will drastically cut energy usage for Ethereum. So that will really help Ethereum, the current Ethereum right now, because energy usage has been a real big worry for the whole world in terms of crypto. So being able to cut down energy usage by 90% plus will have a big effect on Ethereum, and I think it will make its blockchain very more like a lot more popular throughout these next couple months. So Ethereum 2.0 is coming out probably at the start of 2022. If you own Ethereum right now, you won't have to sell and then buy 2.0. They'll be exchangeable, transferable, so you won't have to worry about any of that. So if you own Ethereum right now, it's practically like owning Ethereum 2.0, so don't worry about that. Yeah, so given that we DeFi, NFTs, all still running on the blockchain, on the Ethereum blockchain, I really am not going to jump out just based on this price movement. Personally, I've held all my Ethereum. I'm adding more down here, and if we want to talk a doomsday scenario, if Ethereum isn't able to hold this $1,800 level, we could trade down to this $1,500 level. But personally, I do believe that Ethereum holds this level and trades up to about 3,000 by year's end. That's just my opinion. Do your own research and come out with what you think. So I'm gonna end the video there. I really appreciate it if you watch to the end. It means a lot. And if you could like and subscribe to the video, it would really help me out. New YouTuber here, so that'd really be a big help to me and the channel. If you could click the Discord link in the description, and check out the Discord. It's $25 a month or $150 a year to get all my alerts. I send out 2 to 3 alerts minimum a day, which are buys around the spot. So if you're not a pro trader who's watching the market all day long like I am, I would say go consider getting those alerts, as they will really help your trading. Because most people, as we all know, don't have the time to sit in front of their computer all day. Most people have jobs and whatnot. So having access to these alerts will really help you, have the same knowledge and information that professional traders have. So that's what we provide at the Value Investing Group. Links in the description. Would really appreciate it if you could check it out. All right, so I'll end it there. Wish everyone good luck in this next trading week. Peace.